Bible-believing Christianity, on the other hand, starts out with brokenness. You're depressed, you're have anxiety, you're in debt, you have issues, alcohol, substance abuse type of things, you have perversion issues, you have other things, and you finally get to the point where you say, you know what, this isn't making me happy anymore. I need something more. There has to be something out there. And you call out to God, which leads to salvation and the new birth. Once you understand that, we'll talk about it in the study today. Again, this is just a general overview. You become a new creature, and all of a sudden, you want to study the scriptures, not so that you can get into higher positions over here, but because you really have questions. You want to know some things. You have these just burning questions that are there. I just need to know the answer to this. I'm so interested. And you study the scriptures and you, wow, that was really interesting. I want to study more. And you just become obsessed with learning. All right. This then starts to lead to sanctification. You might come in from here to study, and you might, I've known guys that were, still having some problems with pornography or still smoking cigarettes or whatever else. They haven't quite got to the sanctification level yet, but they're just so anxious to study. And in study, through study, you all of a sudden start to realize, oh, you know what, that cigarette, it's not really the nicotine I'm addicted to, it's the sugar, and it's not really doing much for my health. It's not helping me in my walk as a Christian. No, thank you. Hey, you know what, that profane speech that I still let a word slip now and then or something, you know what, that's not really pleasing to God. Your study leads to sanctification. You see what I'm saying? And then when you get through the process of sanctification, or as you're in the process of sanctification, let me say it that way, all of a sudden you start to realize that there's some suffering attached with sanctification. All of a sudden you start to realize that people that once were around you and liked you, now they don't want to be near you anymore. They call you that you're part of a cult and you're having other issues like that. You see family turning against you, friends turning against you, co-workers, whatever. You used to be a cool person to be around. Now you're no fun anymore. You're a prude. You're all the other stuff. Okay? Leads to suffering. At some point in time, you will have spiritual contact. So what do you mean? Like a spiritual thing? No. I'm saying physical. You will see manifestation of some kind of a spirit, whether good or bad. I've had both. All right. And you don't base your whole system off of this. A lot of people would say, I had spiritual contact, an angel appeared to me and then I got saved. No. Angels and devil spirits will show up after you've gone through the process down into here. All right. And of course, the ultimate spiritual contact is the Lord. Most people don't experience that in this life. It's usually when you meet the Lord, when you pass away. But there's a few people that have gotten to that level where I believe the angel of the Lord speaks to them. You read about it in the scriptures. All right. And I don't think it's just first century. I think it can happen now. And I have had experience where I think it might have been the angel of the Lord, but I don't want to get into all that stuff right now. But the whole point is, I've also had spiritual contact with devil spirits. I actually have the proof of it in one of my videos. One spoke in my video. And so if you're into science and say, oh, you can't scientifically prove it. Oh, yes, I can actually. I have it. On my channel, available to anybody that can watch it. A voice spoke in my one study. I got it on 3 different forms of audio. The main camera filming me, my H2 recorder filming here, or getting the audio here, and an overhead camera. All 3 audio files, and it got the voice, and yet there's no audio spike. It's not possible unless you're dealing with a spiritual realm. So yes, I can prove that exists. The spiritual contact, it does exist. Like I said, I got it on video. And finally, after you've been through all this stuff here, you get the peace from God. Okay? Now understand, when you get saved, you'll feel peace and things, but I'm talking about when you've been through the ringer and back through, and you've been kicked and stomped and all the other stuff, and yet you have peace. And you've been through suffering, and you have scars on your body, and all kinds of people have attacked you and whatever, and you'll have peace. That's the final level right there of Bible-believing Christianity.